You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Tottenham On Tour. It is Straight Outta Conte. I'm here with Mr. Brian Daigle. They're in Israel at the moment. The lads, we've been seeing the pictures going around, and of course, we got blessed with an interview with the one and only Mr. Antonio Conte. So, looking forward to the chat, Brian. How are you, buddy? Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm very, very good, sir. Very, very good. It's a wonderful time to be alive right now. And this morning, you sent me a message to say Antonio Conte has spoken. So. At for us, 20 to 10 in the morning. Here we go. So yeah, he has spoken, and we break it down for you. So there's quite a few questions, some really good questions actually. Brian, do you want to read out the first one?
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to this because there is some great stuff said in there. Starts off obviously with the title, every word Antonio Conte said. Talking about Ndombele, talking about Rodon, Mourinho. First question is, what's it like to be out here? Antonio Conte's answer: it's a pleasure for me, the players, and everybody at the club to stay here and to have the opportunity to play a game. An important team like Roma. We're looking forward to playing the game, and I hope the game will be good. Yeah, it's sort of standard out of the gate question, and expected answer. What are your thoughts, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I have two very big affiliations with what's going on right now. Obviously, Israel. Country I lived at, and being Jewish, and obviously my beloved Tottenham Hotspur, and seeing the two of them together is just wonderful. And like when we did our Everywhere You Go with Mal and Rafi, you can see how pumped Israel are to be having them there. There's a lot of Spurs fans out there, and it's fantastic to be out there. It doesn't. We've been to Korea. We had a little game in Scotland, and to be out in Israel is wonderful for the fans out there.
Yeah, not a place that they often travel to. So or any team really travels to. I'm not sure exactly why, but it isn't often on the list of where teams are going to go. So it's good to see them getting out there, and of course our contingent out there as well with the Israeli Spurs boys who we just did a show with. They're loving it, looking like a really good time.
Exactly. So the next question you have to say, which is a good one, which is: you've left Ndombele, Lo Celso, Winks, and Reguilon at home. Have you spoken to them about their future? The great one responded, I think that we spoke with the club, and the players are informed about the plans for the next season. We are talking, excuse me, we are talking about really good players, and the club and I, we think they deserve to play games regularly. For this reason, these players are not here. I mean, that is pretty much hook, line, sinker. You know exactly what he's saying there, don't you?
Yeah, it's straight up. I mean, I don't think that we're learning anything new here, but I love the way he just sort of frames it, and it's dead honest, and it's straight up. It's like, these guys are good players. They want to play. They're going to need to go somewhere else to get game time, and I like that. And of course, now we got to figure out a way to get them off the books, and hopefully, we can bring in a couple more players with some of that money. But again, just very straightforward from Conte.
Yeah, I mean, well, with this, obviously, I've had this saying that I've said all the time, where over the last, since Poch or even before Poch, with managers coming in, it's always been with different philosophies and different styles of play. So when one manager comes in, he doesn't have a role for some of these players, so he has to get new players in to fit the roles he needs. But then when he's gone, the same thing happens again, and then again, and then again, and then again. So we've always been top heavy with players that don't fit into a system, and we try to fit them in a system.
Yeah.
Whereas now he's just said, right, look, these guys may be good players. They don't fit in my system. They're not part of my plan. So why am I going to involve them in stuff where spending time with them, teaching them how to do things, when I've already got the players that fit my system to do the things?
Yeah.
And you've just got to look. We were talking about it yesterday, Brian. You look at the pictures of a Harry Kane and Eric Dyer now. They are shredded, and they are ready for war. They're ready for battle, and it's because Conte has gone, right, here are my players.
Yep.
You are my focus. And all that time that would have been wasted with these other players that don't fit into his plans, he's got to try and teach them new roles to do this and do that. But he's like, right, you know what you're doing. You fit in my system.
Yeah.
This is how I want you to be health-wise, physique-wise and everything. And I can focus everything on you. So like you said, he's just being brutally honest, but in a very, very suave way.
Yeah, in the Conte way, just straightforward, straight up, and getting the job done the way he likes to, without mucking about. And speaking of that, he sort of goes on to say, from that, Joe Rodon is in here as well. Is he moving on? Yeah, Joe Rodon is another good player, and don't forget that in November there's a World Cup, and many players want to play and play regularly. Also prepare themselves for an important competition. I think that when the thoughts from the club and the players are the same, we try to find the best solution for both. Sounds to me like finally we might see the back of Rodon. Again, there's question to whether or not we've seen him get enough playing time, but this is I think third or fourth manager in now that hasn't given him the time of day. I love the answer here. What are your thoughts, Brian? What is he saying about Rodon?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Joe Rodon. Let's look at Joe Rodon himself first before we go into the into the actual the quote. We know this. Everyone speaks about this, whether you're on YouTube or not. We've had 5 managers under it, and for some reason, he's just not being a fit.
Yeah,
he's just, probably not 5. We had Mourinho, Mason, Nuno, 4. My bad,
yeah,
4.
Yeah.
4 managers under him. So you look at it, and it's like for some reason, neither manager has said, right, I've got a role for you. You can do it, whether it's on the field, off the field, whatever it is. And we need to clear the decks. I find it's clever how they've left him out of the first question, so you can go into detail.
Interesting. I was going to ask you about that. Right? Isn't that it's a bit of a strange one?
How he's going into detail on this one, because obviously rumours have picked up about Rennes, which I'm surprised. I'm surprised it had been Italy and everything. Rennes seems to have come out of the blue. But you know what? I believe it's going to be a loan with option to buy. And we'll see how he goes. Listen, the guy needs game time. It's a World Cup.
Get him playing.
And the way Conte's dealt with this, again, like I said in the previous answer, if these players aren't going to fit or going to have a role, get them out. Just get them out, get them game time, because they still may be able to get you some kind of value next season. So I can see with Conte exactly why this is happening. And good luck to Joe. But like you said, he's just dealt with it the way that he always does with class.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not much for me to really add to that. I like that it's getting done. We spoke yesterday about the players that need to now get out, and we're starting to see that some of the players going on loan, some of them being just sold to other teams. So it's good to see, and I'd like to see Rodon move on and get some play time before the World Cup. He seems to do really well in that tournament and when he's playing for his country. So hopefully, good luck to him, like you said.
Exactly. So the next question is a really good one.
Yeah,
so
like
your training sessions look so intensive. Can you talk us why you do that? And he said, maybe for you it is intensive training. For me, it's normal training, which is just brilliant. I used to have these type of training sessions in the past when I was a player and when I was a coach. Maybe this is strange for you or for the people that think that the players go onto the pitch that have to have fun. The fun is a consequence of when you work very well and during the pre-season. It's important for us to reach the peak of fitness and to start the season in the best possible way to also avoid injury. To avoid injury, particularly muscular injury, you have to train your muscles with intensity during the training sessions. But I repeat, for me, this is very normal, and it's the same in other countries. What a response.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic stuff. You really get into his head here a little bit and what it is he likes to do and why. And of course, it is a traditional way of training. It sort of has an old school feel to it, but it's about preparation. It's about getting the team ready to go for the season that's coming up and making sure from the very first whistle that they're in peak fitness, and that he's got everybody in the same, like, moving in the same direction. And I love what he says about having fun in the players. Like, the training isn't, you're not going out to train to have a good time. You're going out to get ready to win something, and then you have fun because you won something. There's levels and layers to what it is and why it is that he does what he does, and he explains it very well here. Absolutely love it. I did the key thing, I think, about avoiding injury, I think, is a massive one, because we have a lot of some players with some history of specific injuries. Harry Kane comes to mind to some extent in the past. I think he's fixed a lot of that, but muscle injuries are often the biggest problem, and especially towards the end of the season. He's getting his team fit and ready so that doesn't happen. And the way he speaks about it is just it's perfect. It's exactly what you want to hear from a manager, because he's doing the job that is going to make sure that we're ready to go when the season starts.
Yeah, I mean, again, for me, this question, I've said this many a time, as of a wide amount of Spurs fans, a wide amount, yeah, let's just go with that. But how vital it is to get your players in early.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard loads of people go, "Oh, we got Kulusevski and Bentancur in the last day of the season. Look how that turned out." Well, yeah, that's fine. That's two players. But when
we got lucky. Let's be honest. They also knew him.
When you have the preseason,
yeah,
it is vital, as we've seen with Pochettino when he said, I want my players in early.
Yeah.
And they weren't up to par at the beginning. They didn't get the bonding time at the beginning. They have now had this preseason of 6 weeks, maybe some like Longley and Basuma a little bit less, because obviously they came later in COVID.
Circumstances and of course.
But they have had the entire time to fit Conte's plans and know what he wants. The peak fitness they are showing at the moment, and where exactly like you said, this is because I want them in top physical shape.
Yeah.
This is because I want them ready to go on the first day of the season, not, oh, wait a minute, you've just come in, we'll see the best of you in October.
Yeah.
This is with the World Cup in there, this is one of the biggest seasons ever in football, because obviously the break within the season.
Yeah.
And players
and the 5 subs. I think we have to keep that in mind as well. It's a big difference with having 5 subs, because you need more players. You need them to be more fit, because they're going to play a lot of football, and I think it's important.
Players getting injured before a World Cup, the players don't want that. We certainly don't want that. Obviously, it's their dream to go play in a World Cup, regardless where it is. It's the World Cup, and having them at this pinnacle fitness is just unbelievable. When we come to Chelsea, you're going to see the difference.
I can't wait for that game.
It's just wonderful. And when he said this is normal training, he's right. He's absolutely bang on the money. These people get paid. These players get paid hundreds of thousands a week.
This is your job.
This is exactly. And if you like Pochettino, you say with his Grulin's training systems, he used to say, I work you like a dog during preseason, so when it comes to the game, you can last this amount of time. Well, this is exactly what he's doing, but he's doing it earlier.
Yeah, even earlier and seemingly a little bit more intensive, but it's the same concept, and it works. We saw it work with Spurs with under Poch, so we're going to see it again, I think.
What you got to remember as well is he's actually got the players to back it up this time. It hasn't been like a Clinton and G and a George, Kevin and Kudu,
exactly.
and a Vincent Janssen.
Yeah, we're getting a Perisic and a Basuma instead,
Exactly, but a Richarlison, a Longley.
Yep.
These players are players. This is what we said. Conte has he doesn't just look for super talent. He looks for people with the attributes, both on the pitch and off the pitch, that can fit his system, and that means training as well. And this is just a great answer.
Absolutely, love it.
And it's over to you, Ireland.
Yep. What is your relationship with Jose Mourinho? Because you've had confrontations in the past. His response is, we have mutual respect and our histories in football speak for us. Now everything is good, and tomorrow for sure there will be a hug between us. I love this answer. If you don't mind, I'll go first. But he's just professional. It's just professional. There's mutual respect. He recognizes that they both won a lot, and that it's going to be an intense game, but at the same time, no hard feelings. Leave it on the pitch. He's moved on from that in the past. What are your thoughts on?
Yeah, I mean, listen, when he says we have a mutual respect, I think everyone says that with Jose, but unless you're Arsene Wenger, exactly. Everyone has had a run in with Jose. And let's face it, Antonio Conte isn't exactly the quiet one.
No, exactly. They're similar a lot. I think there's a mentality sort of thing there.
Exactly. You've got to remember as well, they've got the Chelsea and Tottenham connection now. So they both have been at one very, very good club and one shitty club. But yeah, you know what? Jose Mourinho demands respect, whether you love him or hate him. And yeah, it's just a normal manager to manager answer, unless it's like the best mates that know each other. This is the kind of typical response, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the next one he goes on to is, what do you think of Roma? And he said, I think I'm seeing a similar situation between Roma and Tottenham. but because both clubs want to build, to go step by step to fight against the team that in the past has dominated in Italy. Juventus, and also for one season, Inter Milan, for us, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United. It's good comparison. It's a good comparison because we have the same target.
Yeah, I like this answer. I mean, he's sort of putting the comparison between the two teams and their differences in the other top teams and the teams that have traditionally won the league. And it's accurate. And I love how he throws in and also one season Inter Milan, which is obviously the season he won it. So, he's kind of cheekily thrown that in there as the sort of part of the conversation. And he's right. I think it's a good comparison. I would put the two in similar statures in the leagues that they're in. Maybe not world football specifically, but stature in the leagues that they're in and what it is they're trying to accomplish. And I love it. Great answer. And like I said, I love the cheeky throw that he throws in his team for Inter Milan in there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Italy is a league Conte knows extremely well. He's seen it all of his life. Let's be serious here. So it's always going to be a league he monitors very, very closely. And he's right with what he says. Roma, I mean, you just got to look at the Dybala signing and the way that the Roma embraced him. What a sight that was. Roma have got aspiration. When you have Jose Mourinho, you have to have aspirations, and you have to match what he's trying to do. And Roma are doing it. I can see the comparisons because Roma, got to remember, back in the Francesco Totti days, were a huge club.
Oh yeah, they're a big club. They're just small city.
Yeah. I don't know what's just happened to Brian Ireland there, so I will continue. So you have that with Roma, and I do like the comparisons that he gives, which is fantastic to see. And obviously, the two teams collide, so we'll have to see which one of the two come on top. So yeah, that's what I think with the comparison to Roma. And over to the next question. I think it's your turn, Mr. Ireland.
Yes, it is. How will the World Cup affect this season? He says, I can answer this question when we start after we finish the World Cup. For now, we are preparing the season in the way that we know. We're not thinking about the World Cup. For now, we have August, September, October, and half of November in which we have to push very strongly. Then we have to break for every league. Excuse me. After this, we break and we have to see what happens because players can come back very tired after this competition and after the World Cup. We need to see what happens, and it will be good to manage the situation because for every club, it won't be easy. Lots there, but Brad, what are your thoughts?
So yeah, I mean, I just love the way that he said, we'll know when we start after it's finished. When I first read that, I was trying to see, does that make sense? I was like, what's he doing? And then I realized, what he's just saying, listen, I know a World Cup's coming, but there's 3 months, or 3.5 months that the World Cup to me means nothing. Getting Tottenham, I mean, I think you got to remember as well, with this World Cup and with the transfer window, who knows how it's going to operate. We know it's in January, but obviously World Cup prices inflating, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. It's imperative that we're right up there by November, like right up there, like within the top 3, like keeping keeping tracks or keep it up with Man City and Liverpool. Obviously, I don't expect them to be level, but within touching distance of them, so to speak. So when January does come, hopefully we know what we need, where we need to spend it. Can we get them? I think it's just an incredible answer. Listen, it's like say when the World Cup was the end of June. Oh, it's a World Cup year. It's a World Cup year. Everyone's going to play well for the World Cup year. Well, this year we know it's different.
Yeah.
It's on everyone's mind. Don't get me wrong. Every player knows it's coming. Every manager knows it's coming. Every fan knows it's coming. But Antonio Conte's like, I know it's coming, but it means absolutely nothing to me in my life. Yeah. My aim is to get these guys fit for Tottenham, not fit for England, France, wherever their nationality may be and wherever the country they're representing. So it's vital for him to have that block. The World Cup's there, but right now we're here, and this is what we're focusing on. Kind of like how Paratici's moving in the transfer window. So I just love the way he's come across in this answer.
Yeah, I agree. I think it makes complete sense for the team to be focused. I think what the players probably recognize too in this scenario is that if they do the coaching or the training with Conte, and this team is firing and doing really well right up until November before the World Cup, that benefits them going into the World Cup. So, mentality wise, physically, the condition that they'll be in, training with Spurs and Conte at the helm, it's beneficial to everybody, and it's a focus that I think the players realize there's something special going on, and a little interruption with a World Cup in the middle of it isn't going to affect the way they play and the way they train and the way they prepare for the season. So yeah, fantastic stuff from Conte again. Really love it.
But there you go. Now I'm happy I got this question. What was it like to see the fans waiting for you yesterday? It was amazing for us to receive such a warm welcome yesterday at the hotel from all our fans. Also to sing happy birthday to Harry Kane, because yesterday was his birthday. A lot of positive things, and we like to find this enthusiasm. Now we are looking forward to playing on Saturday. It's just wonderful. Obviously, they had so many people in Korea. I think it's still humbling. I mean, Sonny got a huge round of applause as everywhere he goes, he will do.
Yeah.
But it's just how refreshing is it as a football club to go to these different countries and just see, wow, we're reaching people out here. We're doing this, and Israel has a very big connection with Tottenham Hotspur. Or Tottenham Hotspur has a very big connection with Israel, whichever way you want to look at it. And it's just wonderful to see. And it's nice to see. I mean, when Nuno was there last season, we all know how the feelings was around the club and our activity and everything. And like we're all saying, this year it's full of positivity.
Yeah.
And
yeah, for sure. I love
you got Harry Kane's birthday. Yeah, you got the pre-season and everyone's looking great. Yeah, you've got the money we spent, and we're all looking forward to it because we have spent wisely. But this all happens because of one man. And that one man,
absolutely,
without that, none of this is remotely how we feel right now going into this season. And for Conte, it's just when he speaks, people listen. When he speaks, he sets the tone, and he's one of those managers that when you listen to him, you trust him, you believe him, you connect with him, and he's just doing that right here with this answer.
Yeah, I think the thing I like about this the most, and not just what he says here, but when you see the look of his face, he's genuinely surprised and happy. Like he's always kind of smiling. And if you saw the We Are Tottenham TV video this morning of the boys, wearing the Italian job shirts, and the grin on his face, and he just getting he's buzzing, like he's really enjoying it, but at the same time super focused. But I feel like there's a humanity you're getting from him when you see him in these situations that often we don't see when he's just parading up and down the touchline. So yeah, loved it, and I love the little mention of Harry Kane's birthday as well.
Yeah, but just to touch into that, that's the prime example of a couple of questions before when he was talking about training and time to have fun.
Yep.
That right there was like, right, now we can have some fun. We're with the fans. We're getting on the bus. This is, hey, how you doing? Let's introduce. But as soon as we're on that coach, fun goes away.
Time to focus.
Work.
Yep.
So listen, you've got to practice what you preach and be a man of your word and do things. And when you set an example or say things, you have to set the example. And he does that. He does that brilliantly.
Absolutely. Next question. In recent years, the club has struggled to reach the Champions League, but your arrival seems to have changed the DNA of the club. Intense question. The answer is, I've said it before, our plan is to try to become competitive more than the past, but you know very well that in football, you build something important in one day, 1 month, 1 year. You have to go step by step and try to increase the quality, increase the number of players in your squad. Don't forget that when a team stay in the top four and play European games, you need to face 4 competitions in the best possible way. To do this, you need a good squad with good quality. We're trying to do this, but we have just started this process. Last season, I think we worked very well to reach a place in the Champions League. At the same time, I think we exploited United's problems in the last 3 games. Arsenal were 4 points up on us. And for this reason, we have to continue with the club to build the players, to continue to improve them. They have a lot of space for improvement. This is a young team, and we can work for many years together to improve and fight with the best teams in England and in Europe. And if you don't like that last sentence, I don't know if you're a Spurs fan or a Conte fan, but I'll just quickly say, that just when I saw that, it's sort of that feeling of, he's not going anywhere anytime soon. This is a manager who's preparing for a long-term, obviously things can change, but a long-term stint at a club because he likes what he sees, and that he's having the right amount of influence on the club and on the players that are coming in, and realizes the level we need to be at, and he's showing everybody exactly how to get there. And just this is a young team, and we can work for many years together. It got me buzzing. Just seeing that is incredible. What are your thoughts on this, Brad?
So for me, this is basically when we look at this, and I'm going to go back to the Burnley game. after the Man City game when we lost 1-0, and he came out all guns blazing, spitting venom, like literally he's like, I can't do this, or we all knew what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
We all knew what he was trying to say, who he was trying to say it to, and whatever. And that was like, I'm pissed off and I'm going to let you know about it. I'm going to goddamn let you know about it because this ain't going to happen anymore. And then you flip it a few months later. And when, like we said, when he gets what he wants, and that's not him being selfish or this is his job. This is what this man does.
Yep.
And you can see the change in him, like the evolution in him. He's happy. He's got, like you said, a smile on his face. He's being delivered. And this is the thing. When Antonio Conte gets what he wants, the benefits and the rewards for that club go through the roof. Like literally astronomical, win the league, literally the players become better, the football becomes better, the club becomes better.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he touches just rockets, sky rises. Like literally, it's just incredible. And him saying this, I love that he had a pot shot at Arsenal.
I know.
He had a pot shot at the field. He aimed a shot at United.
Yeah.
But like you said, he said in the last one we did that we put the foundations in last season. Now we're building floor 1 and 2. And he's just enhanced that answer for me even more. He's saying literally, we're now going to compete.
Yeah.
We were trying to compete. Now we've got what we need. We are going to compete. And it's just everything he says, like you said, for me, this doesn't sound like a manager that either A, isn't signing his 18-month extension that's already in this contract, or B, work already on a brand new longer-term contract that says, right, I'm committed. From what we saw in February when we lost to Burnley, to what we're seeing just in pre-season before a ball is kicked, is incredible. And like I said before, a happy Conte is wonderful for Tottenham and must strike fear into every Champions League club and Premier League club, especially a week away from the season and 5 weeks of the window still left. This answer is just, it's poetry in motion.
It is. It's got me buzzing. Absolutely love it. That's the last question. Brian, anything to add before we sign off?
No, again, I just want to say thank you to everyone for watching again. Really appreciate it. We really enjoyed doing these. Like we said, there's a lot more coming from us, so keep your eyes peeled. But I hope you enjoy this episode of Straight Outta Conte.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you again soon. And yeah, have a good one. Ciao.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge. Conte.